Today I'll show you how to change Google Chrome default zoom settings. Before we begin, there's one important thing to understand. Chrome handles default zoom a little differently depending on the device. On a computer, Google says you can set a default page zoom for all web pages from Chrome's appearance settings, and Chrome also lets you manage site-specific zoom levels separately. On Android, Google says the main default zoom control is in Settings, then Accessibility, under Default Zoom. If you're using Chrome on a computer, open Chrome and click the three dots in the top right corner. Then go to Settings and open Appearance. Google says next to Page Zoom, you can click the drop-down and choose the zoom level you want, such as 90%, 100%, 110%, or another available option. This changes the default zoom for web pages in Chrome. Now, if some websites still look different after you change the default, that's because Chrome can also save zoom levels for specific sites. Google says you can manage those saved site zoom settings by going to Settings, then Privacy and Security, then Site Settings, then Additional Content Settings, and finally Zoom Levels. From there, you can remove a saved zoom setting for a site so it goes back to your new default zoom. If you're using Chrome on Android, open Chrome, tap the three dots, then go to Settings and Accessibility. Google says next to Default Zoom, you can move the slider until the preview text looks comfortable. That changes the default page zoom for web pages on Chrome for Android. Google also says you can turn on Force Enable Zoom if you want to zoom in, even on pages that normally try to block zooming. There's also another useful option on Android. Google says you can turn on Show Zoom option in Main menu from the same accessibility section. Once that is enabled, you can open any website, tap the three dots, choose Zoom, and adjust the zoom for that specific site. Google notes that the zoom you choose there is saved for that site and does not affect other websites. One more thing to remember is that zoom and font size are not always the same. On desktop, Google says Chrome can also change only the font size and appearance, but some websites don't allow browsers to adjust only the text size. On Android, if Chrome still looks too large or too small even after changing default zoom, your phone's system, display size or font size setting may also be affecting how things look. So, in simple terms, on a computer, go to Settings, then Appearance, and change page zoom. On Android, go to Settings, then Accessibility, and adjust default zoom with the slider. That's the built-in Chrome method for changing the default zoom setting. And that's how to change Google Chrome default zoom settings. Hope the tutorial was helpful, subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video.